Let's see what happens. Let's see, so we get our bearings right and get everything sorted out. Not sure if we're live yet. Nicole will come and yell at me in a moment or in a minute. And everybody can kind of slowly trickle in. We are 5 minutes early if we are live. We shall see. All right, we shall see what happens.
You are live, but
Am I live?
Couldn't help myself. I had to check the speed before I came.
Okay, all right. Well, apparently we are live, so we'll give it a minute, see what happens. We got a new data connection, additionally. So, yeah.
Why are we busy?
I don't know. Don't you want to go clean the lens on the
I thought
camera?
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
Yeah, just check the camera lens. Sorry about that. You want the paper towel?
Yeah.
It's probably the lens on the camera. You know, kid probably stuck its fingers on there trying to be clever. Yeah, maybe. What we can do if we want, sorry about that, people. Just try and clean the lens. That looks better. Yeah. It's either that or the speed. I think that's better.
It does look better.
Yeah, I think one of my children put the finger. That's why we started a little early, so we fixed the bugs before.
Beforehand.
Man, this has been a challenge. Jeez, it's like nobody wants us to stream, really. Let me see quickly. Sorry, I just want to get a. This is what I'm looking for. Right, yeah. I moved it. This and this.
So
I can, yeah.
Utensils.
Yes. So just in case, just in case. Yeah, let's see if everything works today. So I think it's about time. So, okay, so what I want you to do is type on Rumble, Goeiemiddag. So we don't just pronunciate it, but it's actually spelled correctly, because otherwise we might cause some confusion.
You're going to expect me to remember how to spell this?
Goei.
That's, yes.
E. So, good afternoon, goeiemiddag. All right, so let's see. This is our 32nd attempt at a podcast.
Did you count?
No, I've numbered them. I've been numbering the podcasts. So this is number 32. Let's see if we cannot fuck it up today. So, good afternoon, goeiemiddag. Let's see how this goes. We're going to make a Biltong soup, and we're going to make scones to go with the soup. Not for me, for my kids, because I get upset if they just have soup. And some of them, the funny, kind of funnier foods, like my kids don't really know soup, funny enough.
Liquid foods are odd.
Yeah, they feel a little weird if they don't have something to go with it. So I'm going to do that. I'm kind of setting my stuff up a little around. So I've got my coffee that shouldn't probably be on the range. I'm going to put it down here. Sorry, we got someone in here. So we are in the back of my store. We have a ding dong. You guys, can you pipe it down there, please, man? We are live. Oh, these people. Anyway, so we've got UPS, FedEx, and collection people coming in and out. It's like, that guy's speaking any louder.
I think he's your one with the earmuffs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got he looks like a complete criminal. He's got goggles.
I think he works really hard, yes. But he is one of those. He's in his zone.
Yes,
and his zone
he came in here
boxes.
The other day, man. He was yelling at everyone. But anyway, so we're on the back of my store. We've got the ding dong that you're probably going to hear. Not so much today because it's all snowed up. So and everybody's locked in their houses. Yeah, because it's that much snow. So all the Texans are hiding.
Mostly melted.
Is it mostly melted now? So we got that, and then we probably might have some customers, a kid coming in here and kicking the camera, and so all the normal stuff that happens when we are trying to do this and seem like half professional.
Do you know who's with us today?
Who's with us today?
We've got some fun ones. We've got Sign of Jonah, Unfolding Joker, Dave, because I don't know how to pronounce the rest of your name. Dog Digger, Carla in Vegas.
Oh.
And Sadwig's Raging, is that right?
Yes.
And then I've got somebody else. Lemon.
Oh, good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
And who?
Lemon.
Lemon. Oh, good.
I saw your question if we were going live today.
Yeah. So
I actually sit by him sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes she sits by me, not most of the time. So I'm gonna start with a scones. All right. So sorry, not with the scones. I want to reduce. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take let me do this before because I haven't given you guys any fucking context, so nobody knows what I'm talking about. So we're going to make a biltong soup, which we're going to use biltong, which we've got over here, and we're going to use some cream and some milk and some other bits and pieces. So the start of that is a quarter pound, 125 grams of butter, or basically a quarter pound of butter, and then we're going to use a whole pound of mushrooms. Now, because we don't eat starches, this recipe calls for for flour to thicken the soup. I'm not going to use flour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the stock a little. All right, I'm going to reduce the stock a little bit, and I'm going to add some cream cheese, and I'm going to blend up a little bit of the mushrooms just to see if we can coax it into thickening. So that's about a quarter pound of butter. So it's 125 grams. It's like a quarter pound and a teaspoon. Or quarter pound and 2 teaspoons, a tablespoon, if you want to do it real technical. So I'm going to stick this on the range. I'm going to have that melt, and I'm going to throw the mushrooms in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out a little bit of the mushrooms, maybe like a third. I'm going to throw it in the jug with a little bit of stock, and I'm going to blend it to make it thick. And I'm going to put it back in with the other mushrooms, so we've got a thicker base. And then the recipe actually calls for shredded cheddar cheese. I'm going to put cream cheese in there and see if we can thicken it that way. I've got a little bit of coconut flour. Maybe use a teaspoon or 2 of that. But we'll see, because I have not made it this way. The last Sunday, when nothing worked, I ended up making this, and I added some of my other favorite stuff, psyllium husk. That works really well in stews. Not so good for soup. It makes it very jello-y.
Wait, so, Jello?
Yes, you put your spoon in, you pull it out, and no soup stuck to it. It was
our bowls were clean.
Yes, it was very tasty, but it's a little bit weird in consistency. So, you wanted to say?
No, sorry, I was laughing at Dave saying he could use some fun shrooms today. We all like the fun guy, I suppose.
Yes, fun guy.
And I did miss a couple people. Jody and Marcus, sorry you were here from the beginning. So
I
missed you guys. And Slidey Pie is in as well.
All right, good. Well, hopefully we have a good stream today. Hopefully the new data connection works. I don't like to promote people because, you promote them and things go wrong and they don't pay me. So, I don't want to put my name out there connected to something, but I got an AT&T modem. That was probably the easiest thing I've ever set up. Switched it on, put in the password, done. Works. So far, good data connection, and it's all wireless, like Wi-Fi from PC Wi-Fi into modem wireless into the network. So
Hotspot
far
to the next level.
Yes, touch wood. Yes.
All
right, so. All right, we're going to start with the scones while this is melting down. And
Lemon says audio and visual are good.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to start with the scones. This is just about melted, so I'm going to pop that in there so it can cook down. So let me flip this over and just do that a little bit. So the scones, what we're going to do is I've already got my salt, a little bit of sugar, and the baking powder in here. All right, so it's a teaspoon or 5 grams of salt. It's 2 teaspoons or 10 grams of sugar, and I've got 25 grams of baking powder. I'm just going to sift that through, and the reason I sift the baking powder, all right, for those of you who do not know, I'll show you this real quick. I don't know if you can see that, but the baking powder likes to make little clots, and those things end up being dry bits inside of your food. So we want to try and so whatever you make with a baking powder, if you make a cake or you make scones or you make whatever, they do tend to end up as if it's not a liquidy mix like a pancake, they do tend to make little dry spots. Okay, this is all good. It's cooking away a little. We'll throw the mushrooms in there, and we're going to reduce them down and cook them nicely. And we'll
I'll
do the
have to share
biltong
this
last.
with you. Dog Digger says, was in the woods yesterday, mushroom hunting in full force.
I don't know enough about mushrooms, man. I'd probably poison myself. So good luck to you guys that do that. I don't have enough faith in my skills for that shit.
No.
I know Sticks also likes to like hunt for the mushrooms, but me, like if you bring me a mushroom you found in the bush, I'm like, nope, I'm not eating that thing because with my luck I'll die. So we're gonna do 4 cups or 520 grams of flour. All right, so this is 4 cups of flour, hence the baking powder. You do 1 teaspoon of baking powder or 5 grams of baking powder per cup of flour. All right, so we can do that real quick, sift this through. And you're going to see this is an interesting scone. All right, it's very, very easy. What I didn't do is I didn't get the oil. Would you mind getting me the oil quick? That's
Sure.
the one thing I didn't bring to the table because I don't need oil in that.
Literally.
All right, so you get those little clots out, and all sifted in.
This
and I'm going
oil?
to show you guys, yeah, that oil.
So this is not extra slutty oil?
Oh, yeah. Who was that? Who was that
JJ.
showed? Was it
JJ.
JJ? No, someone else showed it to me.
Oh, okay.
It was someone else. But anyway, so someone sent me this meme where they said, no, they got extra, instead of extra virgin olive oil, they got extra slutty olive oil. And someone actually said, oh, JD, that's right.
JD,
yeah.
okay.
And he said, you'd actually just go for mild slutty right now. It was funny.
I don't want to hear about them and their olive oil.
Yes. All right. So, okay. So on this, let me just make sure. So I've got the flour. So it's 4 cups of flour, 4 teaspoons or 20-25 grams of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of sugar, which is 5 and 10 grams. Then we've got eggs, oil, and kefir. So I'm going to put the oil in first, which is a half a cup or 110. So your oil is a little less than your oil is a little less than your normal like water liquids like that. I'm going to put 115, which is about a 230 cup, 230 gram cup. Yeah, you could take this back, thanks. So you don't do too much more of the oil. The oil is actually less because it's less dense. All right. And then we're going to get 2 eggs. So I do the cheat egg thing. So just normal plain kefir. I don't like the flavored ones because it might clash with your scones. I mean, you can experiment with them, but for soup, you know, I don't want the strawberry flavored like scone going in the biltong soup. That might not work well.
As a scone, it may not be bad,
yes,
but
as a scone, but
in
not
a
as a
biltong soup, no.
So we're going to do 120 grams of egg, which is 2 eggs, 2 extra large eggs. So
we have some clarification on the mushrooms. So the prettier the shroom, the more the toxic. Like
yes, that's what I heard. Yes.
And say hi to Larry. Sensei is in.
Hey, good. Yeah, he mentioned he might see us on stream.
Okay. Are you back in Texas yet?
He is. He
You
just
still-
got back.
Okay.
Just got back.
Avoiding the flames
Yes.
on the other side.
Yes. I told Larry we'll have dribbles we're making. We would have made today, but this whole weather thing has just thrown everything upside down. So I'm going to grind all the meat today. We'll definitely be making dribbles tomorrow. Tuesday, Wednesday, it'll be ready.
Yes. So we will have your meat. Yes. Who makes that drivewurst? Where does it come from? Is that a sponsor of ours?
That's a very good segue, as the professionals say, into our sponsorship. So that is from Land of Biltong, which you can see at biltongusa.com. If you go to biltongusa.com, enter code S.T.F. 10, you get 10% off.
10% off. That is not a bad deal. And I highly urge everyone, check out the website and take a sneak peek at the subscription options.
Yes.
You may be pleasantly surprised.
All right, there we go. That's the kefir. It's in there. All right, thank you. So we have spent a bit of time on the subscriptions on the website because, you know, the subscriptions are a little fickle they discounts don't apply to the subscriptions. So what we've done is because you get a 10% discount if you actually buy something with a code from a creator, like ours is S.T.F. 10. There are a few other guys we work with. You guys, most of you know what their codes are, whichever code you want to use. But if you want to have a subscription service or a monthly delivery, then the code doesn't work. So what we've done is we've done a little bit of work. We had to do some price changes anyway. Meat has gone up significantly, and labor's up, and I mean X just increased like by a third. Just ended. Whoever's phoning can wait. So X just increased by like a third. They went up. I mean, we were $22 a month, and now it's like 30 for X.
Yes,
everything's
no, it's over doubled.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Over doubled.
It's crazy. Like stuff's gone up. And
we bought right before it jumped again. We caught the smaller hike, and then it jumped again.
The short and long is we had to do a small price adjustment, which was not a lot actually. We went from like 28 to 30. Okay, but if you do a subscription, you get 10% off that on a monthly subscription, 11 on a bi-weekly, and 12 on a weekly subscription, which the weekly subscriptions are not that popular. Obviously, it's a lot to absorb into a weekly. So we tried to do the same discount you would get with a discount code from a content creator. We tried to do the same discounts on subscription. So there you go. Now you can put a subscription in for monthly and weekly or bi-weekly or however you want, and you will get a good discount. The subscriptions weren't that good. But more and more people are trying to do them because that way you don't have to remember anything. So anyway, enough of that. Back to the cooking. So this is a dryish type, almost like a biscuit, a scone. So I don't mix this with a mixer because it's not that type of mixture. But this, I'll show you when it comes out. So I'm just going to knead it a little bit.
I'm going to hold the coffee.
Yes, hold the coffee.
Everything's wiggling over here.
I mean, the range is a lot heavier.
Yes.
Let me do that.
My poor table.
Yeah. So we just want to knead this a little bit and get all the
By the
dry
way, we've
bits
got a
sorted
couple
out.
more joining in.
Oh,
We've
good.
got Bright Can News.
Hey, Bright Can. Nice to see you.
Finboy.
Well-timed entrance there, sir.
I know. Made a presence known, finally. He says he's ready for the 51st state thing to happen. Yeah. I'm just surprised your dictator stepped down.
Yes.
I should clap for them.
Yes. I wonder if he's going back to Colombia. Be with his dad.
With his dad. You got it.
All right. So this is done. Let me just see.
Oh, I'm sorry. He said he's planning to step down.
Oh, okay. Still planning it. I don't know why that's so hard. You just like I'm gone and then you go. Anyway, so there's the scone mix.
And I do have a question for you when you're ready.
All right, no problem. There's the scone mix. So I'm going to break this up and I'm going to put it in the pan and I'll show you guys how to do that. What's the question?
Lemon asks, what is the difference between scones and biscuits?
I don't know. I haven't made biscuits, but scones are like a traditional British, which ended up in South Africa, dish, I guess. So in my opinion, I think biscuits are a little drier than what scones are. Scones are a little bit more moist.
Scones are definitely moist, and it's not what we think of scones here in America. It does not have the fruit to it. Could, of course, but Anton does savory ones, which I enjoy.
Do you mind throwing that in the basin?
I've got some short people who need assistance, too.
All right. No problem. All right. So the mushrooms can cook away a little bit. Sorry, I got some flour on my table here. All right. So there we go. So these work out to about 103. That's like 3.5-ish ounces each. So I'm going to take them from there and I'll show you. So let me just zero that. So I'm going to take about 103 grams per. Then what we're going to do is we're going to roll them a little. Oh, this feels so good, man. I can just feel, when you feel in the dough that it's going to be a good. So what I'm going to do, I'll just take a little bowl. So I'm just going to roll it nicely. All right. And
can you do the next one closer to the camera just so everybody can see it?
Yeah. I'll do that. And what I'm going to do, So I'm going to stick this in here. I've already sprayed the pan. So this is a large muffin pan. So I'm just kind of shoving it down, just so it fills the cavity nicely. So,
okay, you're not helping what they're saying in chat right now.
Yes, push it deep inside the hole. Make sure it is full. All right, I'm gonna get my probe and clean the tip shortly.
Would you like to know? Okay, for clarification from Bright Can News, thank you for letting us know about this. Biscuits are where was that? Sorry. Scones are known as a thicker biscuit. Some people like it thick.
Okay, there we go. So what I do with this guy, I just roll it against my palm. I don't know if you can see that. So I just roll it against my palm. So you stretch the dough.
Perfect.
And then I just roll it, and you can just keep rolling it, and you'll just stretch the top. So I make a bread, when I roll bread the same way. You just kind of roll it and you stretch it. If you have dough, I mean, you can roll it on a table with your hand and cup it. There's all kinds of ways to do it. I like that method.
And then shove it in the hole.
Yes, and then you shove it in the hole.
So you know.
And like stamp it down in there so it's full.
Oh, terrible. I will not add any more to this conversation.
Make sure there's no juice, though. That causes other problems. We have 4 of them running around here. Anyway. Let's get back to the scones, man.
Stop. By the way, Femboy is enjoying pork chops and French fries again today.
Oh, goody.
He will put some of the delicious chutney on them.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And are they actual French fries, or are you making proper fries?
Let me get this. All right, that's almost ready. So let me get these guys going, because otherwise we're going to stand here talking nonsense all day. So we got to get this 14 on. There we go. 150. 17.
Hey, Neuro has come in.
Welcome Neuro. Yeah, good stuff. So to just give everyone that's arrived after we started, because I kind of give the rundown in the beginning. So we are doing some kefir scones and we're doing biltong soup. So I've got a 1/4 pound of butter and I've got my mushrooms reducing in it. And I've got kefir scones going. So the soup so far, 1/4 pound of butter and a pound of mushrooms. All right, and then I'll make the kefir scones I'm making. I will give you the recipe breakdown in a second. So we got 4 cups of flour, 4 tablespoons of 4 cups of flour, or 520 grams, 25 grams of baking powder, or 4 teaspoons, and then we've got a teaspoon of salt, so it's 5 grams, 1 teaspoon of salt, 10 grams of sugar, or 2 teaspoons, and then we've got a half cup of oil. We've got a half cup of oil, 2 extra large eggs, or 120 grams of liquid egg, or scrambled egg if you want, and pour it out of a jug, and we've got a cup of kefir. All right, and then we're going to break these down into 10, 100 to 103 gram, 100 to 103 gram scones. Just see. Sorry, I'm losing track of my weight here. Let me see if they're There we go.
Sorry, I'd missed this. We eat freedom fries here in America.
Fun boy talking like he's...
No. That was not Femboy. That was Sensei.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I chuckled when I saw that, though. No, I actually, Femboy wasn't quite sure what I was talking about, so I mentioned slop chips. I told him I'd love to share those at some point.
So
but
there's
I put
a guy,
Heston.
there's a guy called Heston Blumenthal. you go have a look at his French fries. That's the French fries we used to make. Yeah, I reverse engineered his process and got that going. That was pretty
phenomenal.
Good. Very good.
If you make those, I may have to have a couple.
Yeah, those are very good. All right, there we go. So all the scones in. We're gonna run this about 15 minutes, and then we'll check the temp. Let me just stick it in here.
So you have
350 on the oven.
You have sandwich confused. What are these grams he is talking about? Freedom units?
I try and do the spoon, ounce, pound, foot, inch afterwards, you know. So 10 grams is like 2.5 inches.
That makes no sense.
Exactly. None of the US measurements make sense.
Which ounces make sense?
Say again?
I said, which ounces make sense anyway?
Yes. Well, the problem is with ounces and fluid ounces, it's very hard. You know, 100 grams of water is 100 milliliters. So 1 cubic meter of water is a ton. It's like, it all just makes sense. You're like, water freezes at 0, boils at 100. You know, just all works. Let me see. I'm going to take this away. Let me put a little bit in here. Let's see.
Yes, Fimboy, you are correct. It is triple cooked fries. They're so good though.
Okay,
You don't
understand. Exactly.
It changes your world.
Oh, that man. The big secret with that, and I'll give you a tip on that. Let me see. I'll put 100. Give me 1 second. I'm going to use 100 grams in here.
Blues nuts in, and he's making fun of you talking about your measurements as you talk about your measurements.
So I'm going to use a little bit of stock just to give it some liquid, so we don't just blend dryness here. If you want to stick a stick blender into something, make sure it's wet enough. Otherwise, it doesn't blend. Just FYI.
Sensei's already asked what channel he joined.
I'm just going with the flow of the chat, man. You know. So the rest will go in here. So anyway, with a triple cook fry. Okay, so you're gonna cook them once, fry them twice. The only tip I can give you there is cut your fries a little thicker. All right, and when you cook them to just before they actually disintegrate. So you want to be able to pick it up and kind of shake it around without it breaking.
Where it wiggles.
Yes, where it kind of wiggles, but it doesn't break. So it's just literally before mash. And what you want to do is you don't want your water boiling, you want your water scalding. All right, so the original recipe calls for flour, but I don't need flour. So I don't need starches, so I got to improvise a little. So I'm taking about 1/3 of maybe 1/4 to 1/3 of the mushrooms. I don't know how much moisture escaped because I put 1 pound in plus some butter. So I took 100 grams. See how nice and thick
that's thick.
Yeah, so I took 100 grams of the mushrooms. I want to get rid of all the mushrooms. So I took 100 grams of the mushrooms. And I'm blending that.
All right, have
to make it like a thickish mixture, and then I'm going to put 1 whole cream cheese because the recipe calls for a cup of cheddar cheese. So I'm going to swap the cheddar cheese for cream cheese, and hopefully the cream cheese will make it thick. Finboy said.
Sorry, you have Finboy's attention on the fries. He asked if they are pre-boiled, so he soaks them for about 1 hour first?
No, so what you do
cold water, sorry.
No. Well, so what you do is you have to rinse your fries until they run clean. So you got to put a bowl in. Yes, exactly, Jody. Porn Food Channel. There we go. So you take a bowl like this and then you cut your fries. All right? You cut your fries into kind of thickish just by hand. You don't have to use a machine or anything. And then what you do is you run your faucet into your bowl, a tap where I'm from. You run your tap faucet, and then you fill your bowl with water and you put your chips in. And then what you do is you kind of run your hand through the chips until your water runs clean. So you wash all the starch and all that kind of bleeding it does. You wash all of that off the chips until it stops. And then once your water runs clear, then you take that and you take those chips and then you take a pot like this and you get the water to scalding, and then you put it in the water and you run it at a scalding, which is like 185 degrees. You run it at scalding, not boiling, scalding, until they actually go soft. Probably 30 minutes, depending on how much chips, you know, depending on how much chips.
The Finboy does say, since you like Worcestershire sauce so much, Anton, look at mushroom ketchup.
Yes, that sounds great. Right, so I'm just dissolving this, what's the name in here?
And we have quite a lot of fishermen in today.
Oh, great, fishermen. Everybody fishing.
Looks like bluegill. Is that crepe? I don't want to pronunciate that the way I want to pronunciate it. I'm probably going to say it wrong.
I don't know.
I know.
Crappy.
That's what I see. That's exactly what I see. And then salmon, of course.
Maybe if I set my timer, it'll work. All right, so we just want to get this dissolved.
So does anybody do the ice fishing thing? I see you guys said Alaska.
Just gonna stick my probe in the soup. Get all that yummy goodness off there. So we don't want to blend that because, you know, soup is no fun if it's all blended. I mean, I guess you could blend the whole thing, but I don't know. You're gonna rinse that off.
I got it. I'll rinse the tip.
Yeah, you clean the tip off that thing. So let's see how this works. I've got a little bit of coconut flour. If I need to thicken it a little bit more, I'm not putting the psyllium husk in the soup again. That's weird. That's definitely not advised.
At least you tried something new.
Yes, I did, and I learned that that is not a good idea. All right, there we go. That guy's good. So now we're gonna get this.
Do you need the mixer anymore?
No, I don't need the blender again. Thank you. So I just want to get this this cheese to melt. This is a very rich, cheesy, buttery, creamy type setup. So let me see, where are we at? So we've got the onions. Sorry, not onions, mushrooms, butter. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper in here. So I'm going to probably do about 5 grams, like a teaspoon. Got to have some pepper, man. I don't want to do any salt until the biltong is in, because remember the biltong, and we're going to use biltong powder. So that's going to be pretty flavorful and salty already. Yes, if you cover the tip, but the problem is, if you have a strong blade like mine, the covering don't work. You know, it doesn't work. But I got 4 kids to prove that, so I think Nicole's getting embarrassed. So let's see. Let's see how this is going. All right, that seems to be melting away quite nicely. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the biltong powder in here, so that can mix in the meantime. All right, and then we'll do. So we want to do 60 grams of biltong powder, or 2 ounces. That's quite a lot.
You have a suggestion for thyme from lemon.
Give me one second.
Sure. Uh-oh, screen went black. Yes, he's right. Why did we go black?
107.
Working there.
107. 117. Every stream, man, we cannot not have shit, you know? There's got to be some issue. Or every stream. What's wrong?
The screen had gone black. No, it's back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's probably Rumble.
Just being silly, testing, making sure everyone's awake. Are you watching?
All right, there we go. So let's get this guy going. Let's see there. All right, I'm going to close this guy up so we keep the heat inside. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit of this. Let me pull a glove out here.
they're terrible today. It is obviously Friday.
Obviously Friday.
Obviously
Friday is the porn cooking network. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but man, I'm like sorry I'm sorry that I've gotta put
I'll
this
come
Biltong.
put this meat on display for you.
I have to put this in a soup. I might as well just eat this.
Look at that.
Wow.
We like the fat. I've had a lot of people tear it off, especially when they try it for the first time. I do not suggest that. Eat it. Stick the whole piece in your mouth. Close your eyes. Whatever you have to do. Enjoy.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, just throw it in there. It is really good. Really, really good. Who was it that sent me the thing with the floss?
Oh, I have a great idea with that. I don't know.
Oh well, one of the now I forget his name. One of our followers.
Yeah.
He ordered. I think it was his first order, but it was a huge order. So he hasn't ordered for a while, and then he got it in the week, and he says it's absolutely outstanding, except that he needs a lot of floss.
I think he opened everything.
Yes, he did. He ate everything. Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes me happy if I can make a product that makes people happy, you know, helps with health and people enjoy it and stuff like that. It really makes me happy.
So Bright Can News, always coming to the rescue. It is 4:20 and Friday somewhere.
Yes, 4:20 and
It's
Friday
always,
somewhere.
I'm sorry,
It is
it's
actually
always.
just after 4:20. So we've got a little monkey over there that needs attention again, Nicole.
We all went chickmunk for a second. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what's going on there. The data connections and stuff, I guess, with the weather. But I mean, our new modem should be pretty good. I've got the camera on an old modem, the mics and the computers on the new one. So maybe we should put all of it on the same modem. I just didn't have time. I set it up and I just thought, you know what, as long as the PC runs over it, we're good. So we'll check these scones in a minute. My oven's got a massive fan. So if I just if I don't turn them, it kind of browns them only on one side. We want to try and avoid that. Let me grab this guy. I'm going to get the rest of the goodies together.
You better finish that.
The coffee, yes. I know, we're not supposed to be drinking coffee this late.
We normally don't. We normally behave ourselves so we can sleep at night. But I guess with all of the entertainment today.
Good coffee. That's very good coffee. I'm going to arrange. I sent Nero some beans of that. Switzerland also, he introduced me to that, and Sarge introduced me to this coffee. Very nice.
It's phenomenal. Nice
Very
and
nice
dark.
coffee, yeah. Yeah, we got the Colombian dark roast, man. That puts lead in your pencil, so to speak.
And we measure the amount of freshly ground beans that we put in every single time.
Yes. All right, there we go. This is looking good. I just hope all the cheese dissolves, which it should do. All right, I want to get the milk. So let me see here quickly. I've got, you know what would be awesome with this is if we had the milk, the raw milk and raw cream. That would have made it a thick soup, man.
Yes.
All right, so I think I got everything except the milk and cream.
Speaking of, Sign of Jonah is asking what you've done so far.
Okay, so far, all right. So far, what I've done is, all right, the scones I got in the oven. So I've made the scones, and then with the butter. Oh, sorry, with the soup, what I've done is I've taken a quarter pound of butter, 120 odd grams, about a quarter pound, and I took 1 pound of mushrooms, and I cooked the mushrooms, reduced them down so they cook a little bit, because otherwise it's these big floppy things. So I kind of cooked them down a little bit. Then I took 100 grams, so I'd say about a quarter of what was in here, I guess, you know, because it's hard to see after. I don't know how much moisture evaporated, but I took about 3 and a bit ounces, and I put it in my jug, and I blended it to try and make this a little thicker, because the recipe actually calls for flour, and I'm going to not use flour because I don't eat starches. So I want to try and thicken this a little bit without using any starches. So I blended up some of the mushrooms just to help thicken the soup. Then I added 1 whole jug of stock, the stock you buy at the shop. I don't have stock I made myself, so I tried to find the cleanest one I could, and I put it in here. So I used a little bit of the stock powder in the jug just to help blend the mushrooms. So I got that. So, and I've got the stock, the mushrooms, the butter, all cooking in here, and I added about a tablespoon of pepper so far for spices. I'll probably add some mixed herbs, And I'm going to do, what is this? It's a quarter cup of cream. All right, quarter cup of cream, and then 2 cups of milk that I'm going to add.
Double check that amount.
It is correct, I did.
Okay.
It is correct, I did. I mean, I can check it again, my phone on the table. Because I've altered this recipe so much. Yeah, that's a half cup of cream.
Yes, you said quarter.
Oh, sorry, half
Yes,
cup of
okay.
cream. Oh, did I say quarter?
You did.
Sorry.
You did.
It's a quarter of 500, not a quarter cup.
You're
Sorry,
thinking
my brain.
in metric system again.
So half a cup of cream, 125 grams, and then I'm going to do 2 cups of milk, which is 500. Cups 240 to 250. So I'll do all of that. And before we put this in, I'm going to put the biltong in. Let that cook in a little bit. And then we'll see how thick it ends up. Alright, depending on the thickness. We might add, and here's a little tip, especially if you got a full jug of milk, if you use the cap, it's about 10 grams, it's about 2 teaspoons on the cap.
Sadwix has you covered. So 2 quarter cups.
2 quarter cups, there we go. A quarter cup and a quarter cup.
You got it.
Goody. I've only got 1 glove here.
Oh, I know where they're at.
No, I pulled the stuff off the grill yesterday, so there you go. You guys can see. Let me show you quick. So that's halfway done. So let me just turn this guy around. Try not to burn my fingers.
And Sensei was asking, how is the snow in Roanoke?
It's not that much. I mean, if you listen to the people, you would swear we've had a blizzard, the likes of who never anybody has ever seen. But it's like off. Like
Did you
inches.
know, Larry, that the cities will inform you to be ready for the P's, and part of those P's is a power outage, because that is expected when the power or the weather is, what was it? About -2 degrees Celsius, i.e. 28
Really?
degrees Fahrenheit outside. Be ready for power outage, because that's expected at that time. I didn't know that.
Such nonsense. Alright, so I'm just going to help this cream cheese a little bit.
There is a little bit of puffing going on in the stream today. Everyone's sharing, but there's a few who say they will not smoke with Willie again.
With?
Willie.
Who's Willie?
Willie Nelson.
Oh, all right.
There's
Sorry, man.
There's a song. It's over my head as well. But
sorry, the drug jokes or the contraband jokes. Let me put it that way. The contraband jokes miss me because I'm not a habitual user of those, because it's just never been a thing for me. I had a good time having some drinks, but even that's gone because now I work too hard, man. I'm a boring guy. I just cook and make biltong.
Lots and lots of meat in my life.
Oh. All right, so I'm putting that ½ pound of biltong in the soup now.
Can't I steal a piece?
No. This is not for stealing. This is for eating. All right, there we go. This actually doesn't look too bad.
Smells so good.
Yeah. Woo. I think that cream cheese is going to be a
I
much
agree.
better addition to this.
I do like my cheddar cheese, but I agree.
I think the cream cheese on this is going to be really good. So I'm going to leave that so it can run a little, and then I'll see. I might add a little bit of this coconut flour. I was thinking the coconut flour actually tastes pretty good. No, don't cut the biltong, man. I mean, I guess you can.
Yeah, you could have chopped it up,
but no,
it wasn't necessary last time.
So like in the quiche, you want to chop it up because otherwise it gets stuck when you try and cut it. But in this, I mean, it's like
it's not going to clump.
No, it's like when you make a beef stew. I don't like if you use like beef shin or oxtail or whatever. You don't cut it up. You leave it whole, and then it'll kind of cook. So this, I guess you could cook it till it kind of, but I mean, it's going to be small pieces. But I mean, I guess if you want, you could chop it up. I'm not going to chop it up.
I don't think it's necessary, not for the biltong, because it's already sliced, and the slices are maybe thin. 2 inches.
2 inches, and it's very thin.
Yeah, it's very thin.
Let me check. I didn't set my timer. Just watch your back.
Oh, that was me. I was playing with the timer, and I should
That's okay.
Change
That's okay. I'm going to check. There we go. That's done. That's done.
Sensei's talking about the beef and lamb sausage you saw in the freezer. He wants to try some of that.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
He did mention the sausage rolls, that people should have that. They
All right.
yet.
Sorry, I'm just going to pop these out here quick. And don't try this at home. My hands are a lot more used to heat than most people. Because
my dainty fingers do not do that.
I've been working with ovens and stuff for quite some time. So I can just pull these guys out. But it might give you a surprise if you think it's not hot.
It was only 350 degrees. So
yeah. But I mean, they're only like 190 or 200.
Oh, okay. That's all.
It's just under boiling. It's long-term boiling is the problem.
Okay.
Yes, if you boil it.
That's why you got out of South Africa.
Yes, yes.
Don't boil the frog.
No, no. So there we go. That's the scones. Well, let me show you guys. You can see what they look like. Let me see. So they look very much, I guess, like biscuits, but they're scones.
They do, but they're so soft inside.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, leave them for a little bit. Let them just cool a little, and I'll cut one open, and we can have a look at that. Let's see. So that guy's boiling away. That actually looks very nice. That actually looks very nice. There's a quarter pound of butter in here, and I expected more oil to be kind of floating, but there's nothing.
No. Interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting.
You were told to stand the spoon up in it, and then you know it is ready. If it stands.
You're gonna laugh if I balance the spoon.
Right. Balance the tip. Please.
Yes, balance the tip. All right, I'm gonna stick this in there.
And everyone has just gained 10 pounds looking at your scones.
Yes, those are very good. I do miss bread. I'm not gonna lie.
One thing that's very fun with the scones too, which we have our oldest enjoying. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these. Can I show them?
Sure.
Double cream and or clotted cream. If you are not familiar and you want to try these scones, I highly suggest trying to find these guys.
That and some jam.
Oh, they're not sweet at all. It's just creamy goodness. They're so nice.
So let me give this thing some speed, and then we'll see how much it boils down. And I might do a little bit of what's the name? Yeah.
So Jacob Castro's in. Welcome.
Hey, Jacob.
Glad to have you.
All right, so I can do a breakdown on the recipes again if everybody wants to give that a listen. I'm gonna take a bowl here so we have that ready.
They can see our eggs in the fridge. $100 in eggs. It's more than that.
Yeah,
we eat a lot of eggs.
Yeah, we eat. I probably eat like 6 a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's my main. That between that and biltong.
Eggs and biltong.
That's our food, man. So biltong soup.
Cam says you're hoarding the eggs in Texas. They're gonna
I
come
got all of
after
them.
us.
I got all of them. Yeah, that's all we gotta move.
Only the driver who yells and barges through.
It's that dude. So yeah, so well, before I run the rest, well, actually, let me run the recipes, and then while this thing's cooking, I'm gonna leave it open because I want it to evaporate a little and thicken up a little bit if it can. So we've got biltong soup. The biltong soup is a quarter pound, 115 grams of butter, quarter pound of butter, 1 whole pound of mushrooms, a half pound of biltong. So half pound, 225 grams of biltong, half a pound, and then what you do is you put the butter and the mushrooms in together, and you kind of reduce the mushrooms down. I blended about 1/3 of the mushrooms just to try and thicken the soup up a little. Then you have, let me just make sure so I don't talk nonsense. I added about a teaspoon of black pepper. I'll spice it up a little more, add some pepper or mixed herbs, based on the taste when it's kind of closer to being done. And then I've got a half cup of cream, 2 cups of milk, and I've got a liter basically of stock that I put in here. So it's not a huge amount of soup. It's a good amount. I'll use a bigger pot so it can get more heat on the base. Try and get that all cooked up. So it's a kind of a white milky type style soup. What you could also do, I guess, with the mushrooms, you could probably fry the biltong a little in the mushrooms and the butter, and get kind of more like saute them. get them a little bit more cookie or like this if you leave them long enough, but we don't have enough time to leave them long enough.
What do you call that? The mushrooms. There was a name for that.
What?
We used to make the sauteed mushrooms.
Oh,
what is that called?
Um,
It's a fancy word. Man, is it good.
yeah, it's a compote. Compote.
Yes.
Mushroom compote. That's very good.
Not compost.
Yes. I'm going to stick this thing on high. You can see the bubbles jump out of the pot. So
How much
can...
cream cheese did you do? It was one stick.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot the cream cheese because I don't think I put it on there.
You didn't.
It's one block, so that's a half pound of cream cheese. So I put a half pound of cream cheese in here. See if this thing can thicken up with that.
Sorry for my rude nature here. I'm trying to do as requested.
Oh, she's gonna put it in there.
I am.
Good, yeah.
I am. I'm almost done.
And then
Sorry.
copy that. Copy that.
1/2 pound. Is that what you said?
Yes.
That's what she
Copy the whole thing before you post it,
Got
and
it.
then you can mail it to me, and it might make it easier for me to put it on the.
No,
site.
no, I would accidentally, slide it down.
What
I'll
did
read
you?
it.
Oh yeah, when you slide
this
it down.
chat thing,
That's that's very annoying. If you slide wrong and it pops out of
and
chat
it
and
popped out.
throws your
I
message
popped
away.
out.
Oh, that makes me very upset. So
I'm
that's
gonna
basically
smile instead of cry. No, I'm just kidding.
that's basically the soup. So I don't really think it matters much. I like to kind of reduce the mushrooms down, and then I took about maybe a third, between a quarter and a third, and I just blended it to make it thick. So the original recipe says you should take a cup of flour, mix it with the milk and the cream, and then put it in, which will obviously thicken it up. I'm not going to do that. I've got some coconut flour. I'm going to use a little bit of that. Now, from the research that I've done, it says between a quarter and a whole cup of coconut flour replaces a cup. So nobody fucking knows, apparently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with maybe like 2 teaspoons, and we'll put it in here and mix it up. And I tasted the coconut powder or coconut flour. It's a little bit sweet but coconutty, so I think it'll complement the meat. Like they do coconut on curries.
I have a very important comment.
Yes,
for
what
you.
is that?
What type of biltong did you make today? Or did you put in there?
Oh, Angus Biltong.
Say that again.
Angus? Oh! Hey, Viva spoiled me, man.
Marcus asked if you would say that word.
So what Viva did was get me a sticker quick.
Okay.
All right. So
One
Viva
second.
was on his podcast like in the week somewhere, and I think Switzerland gave him a hard time about the biltong. He asked Viva if he knows Viva has had my biltong in his mouth. Has he ever had my sausage in his mouth? So Viva got up and got some biltong. And then what he said is, he knows it's childish, but what he did was that. And he said, when he gets the
Try to
packs,
move your middle finger.
let me see if I can do that. So he did that, like that. And now I can't unsee it. Every time I work, like on my website, and I see Angus, then all I see is anus biltong. Makes it very hard for me. He's fucked up my, what's it? What did I say today? My cortex.
Yes.
My cerebrum cortex.
Cerebrum cortex.
That's broken correct. It, man. I've got that stuck in my brain now. Makes it very annoying.
In other words, it's been entertaining today. So thank you, Marcus, for that. Sorry, there was a question for bay leaves. People like to add bay leaves, garlic.
Yeah, bay
like
leaves,
that.
garlic. You can do all of that. I'm trying to keep it real straightforward and basic. Garlic would probably be good with this. Bay leaves would be good. I'm trying, what I try and do is, like, I'll make a soup or any dish. I'll make it once to the recipe, but I'll change just a little minor things for me. And then once I've tasted that, I'll decide, okay, so it needs some of this, it needs some of that. I might actually do it on the fly. You want to go have a look at the boy?
Yes.
Sorry, my youngest son is kicking the bed and getting upset. He might actually want to get up. All right, there we go. Now it's boiling. So what I'm going to do with this guy, all right, here we go. This is not bad. I'm thinking maybe just make sure this thing is good. Yeah, there, it's good. I want to do maybe 15 grams. Let me see. Let me get a teaspoon. Why don't you grab me a teaspoon there, please, Nicole?
Sure.
I'm thinking maybe 15 grams, which is like a tablespoon. I don't want to put too much in here because I don't want to affect the flavor too much, and I don't want to make it too thick. Thank you. So this is coconut flour. So what's that? 200. So that's a tablespoon. That's about 5 grams. And so I'm gonna do 10.
And just so everyone
15.
is aware, my favorite biltong is the Wagyu. Go
Yes,
figure.
so is mine. My favorite biltong is the Wagyu.
So play with that word.
All right, so I've got 15 grams. That's basically a tablespoon of coconut flour in here.
You want to see? I have a nosy Parker.
Want to see what's going on there?
He
Soup,
hears
boy.
it.
Yeah.
He hears you stirring. Doesn't know what you are doing.
That already feels quite a bit thicker. So that with the cheese, with a blended mushroom. I like my soups slightly thicker than normal. I just want to let this absorb and cook. And then we'll see.
And Anton, I did not get to welcome, I know at least one person. I think I told you Cam was in.
Yes. Well, you didn't say Cam, but you did read a comment from Cam. So
Okay.
Cam, be in.
Cam be in. Cult Gaming is in.
Hey, Colt, how are you, man?
And Cam actually gifted 5 subscriptions.
Hey.
So that's awesome. Looks like
Yeah,
people
cool.
get to
Thank you.
hang around us for the next month. I like it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Should I feel sorry for them? No.
Well, at least they'll know or they'll learn how to clean the tip of a probe. We try and
how
do that
to
at
properly
least.
use the probe.
Yes. So there we go. That looks good. I'm thinking another 15 and we should be done. So like 2 tablespoons.
So there's a little bit of conversation over Reaper biltong. That Reaper. Oh. So I've updated the comments. Is it comments or details? What do you call that?
Yes, the
detail section.
The description, I guess.
Description, I guess, of the meat itself. I made sure to clarify that you should put your toilet paper in the freezer before you eat your Reaper. Okay, just as a warning for all.
Alright.
And Sign of Jonah is so hot, he may change his name to Reaper.
That Reaper biltong, man, that thing kicks your butt.
Definitely.
Right. So 2 tablespoons, I think that's thick enough. Now I'll just leave it to cook a little. I think that's thick enough.
Am I not entertaining you? No?
Right, while that's cooking.
Maybe everywhere but here, Bright Can News, you can put your toilet paper outside. It's actually 40 or almost 40 today.
Yes.
And then we're going to drop again to the teens and then go back up to 40.
Yeah, I know. That's like not cold for you Canadian guys.
Right.
But it's cold for us, you know. All right, so I'm going to open that. It makes some crumbs. So this is what the scone looks like inside. It's still steaming a little. Can you see that?
I can over here, but let me see. Hang on. It's showing you. Yes, the steam is very visible. No, it's sorry. That's what I see.
No, but so that's the one.
Can I pinch a piece for the kid?
Yeah, sure.
Don't worry, I was just, holding his feet. Maybe I should be a little nice.
No, yeah. Put it on the side of the table.
I was holding his feet.
Oh, you holding
He does actually run around. I'll wipe my hand off.
Well, if you give him to me for a second, you can wash your hands. All right, so that looks good. So what I'm going to do...
There's something special about baby feet.
Yeah. Yeah, they never get dirty no matter what happens. All right, so this is a very high-fat meal, which is right down my alley.
Yes. The more fat, the better. Something about keeping the brain,
Yeah.
eating well.
All right, there we go. And then while this thing is almost done, I want to taste a little bit of this juice. Just see.
Yeah. I think you have a fan here.
That actually doesn't require anything else. I'll do a little bit more pepper. I've got to be careful because my kids. It's actually very nice.
And we're partial. We love pepper.
Mm-hmm. Do a little bit of mixed herbs, mixed Italian herbs, or mixed Italian seasoning. Just like a nice fat pinchful. There we go.
Ooh, we did have someone finish some Angus Reaper. What's that word again? Angus
Reaper without the
Now, where does this stuff come from? You may have to shill for a moment.
Okay, so you can find all these delicious meats at BiltongUSA.com. That is Anton's Land of Biltong, which is my sponsor, or our channel sponsor. And I don't have the share screen cleverness, but it's in the description at the bottom, and it's www.biltongusa.com. 10% off with code S.T.F. 10, and if you do the subscriptions, you get massive discounts as well.
Yes.
All right, there we go. I think that guy's just about ready. I did like a pinch of salt, maybe like a half teaspoon.
So Femboy says the kid is going to be carrying me soon. I agree with you.
That guy's only 8 months old, man.
He's huge. He's in 2T clothes. No, this kid's very, very big.
That's nice.
At least he gives me my arm workout.
I'm not a big fan of the coconut flour in there because it makes little gritty pieces. So that's still not a solution. I actually think the psyllium husk, but less. Like,
yes,
significantly
less.
Yeah. So that, or I guess you can do some more vegetables in here and blend them up. Maybe a little bit of onions and carrots and just blend them up with some mushrooms and a bit of celery.
That could work.
That'll actually make it thick. I'm gonna do a little bit just to get it thick. The taste is good. That's enough.
You guys see how he keeps tasting, and I haven't tried any, right?
Yes, yes. Give me a second. I'll give it to you when it's perfect.
I suppose I
just
cannot
gotta
argue
get it
that.
perfectly thick, and then you can have a little bit.
Okay.
All right, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Hey, boy.
He's getting antsy now.
He wants, yeah, there we go. All right. There we go. All right. I want to go get a ladle and put some. And then I've got some celery leaves in the. I've got some celery leaves in the what's the name? Yeah.
See that? I don't know if you can or not.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
That's gonna be very good. Yeah. There's so much meat in it. That's perfect.
Yeah. So let me not drop my ladle in my pot because the ladle will actually fit. My big ladle broke, so I've only got a half cup.
We have not replaced it.
No, because we don't reuse it.
I know. I
mean, when do we make soups in Texas? Jeez.
When there's a potential snowflake.
Yes.
And not the lefty kinds.
Yeah, and I've got a very good chicken soup. I made it on Sunday, but it turns out that's a lot of stuff to try and do. So I thought, you know what, let me make the scones, and I'll make a biltong soup, and we take it a little easier. Otherwise, I'm going to be rushing through everything here. So it's probably the consistency of a thick cream.
Yes.
So that's real good. So I'm going to...
If it cools a little bit, probably thickens
more.
Yeah,
it will, because this is hot. This is boiling. Yes. This is over 200.
Speaking of, we've got to say hello to a couple. Switzerland is in.
Hey, Switzerland.
Happy Friday. And I did have someone else, John Bordenaro. And there is a lot of letters and a couple numbers. Or, sorry, a lot of numbers and a couple letters.
Okay.
But you ate your Reaper Biltong, and I'm proud of you for that. And yes, definitely spicy.
There we go. That actually looks really good.
Yes, it does.
I'm not one for garnish and stuff because I don't want to make it pretty. I just want to eat it. But I guess, for...
And salty mugger fugger.
Oh, there we go. Hello,
yes.
Salty. All right. So do I break them up or do I just put them on?
Oh, my goodness.
How about that?
I think his heart just turned a little.
Yes. I've been accused of having a black heart. I think my heart has got like one red spot in it now. It's not all black anymore. Because, boy. So I think what we do, because I don't have another tray or another bowl.
I heard that too.
No, it's my paper towel that's now too small for balancing. So... there we go. How about that?
Just gonna grab his bottle. I'll be right
back. All right, so that concludes business. Man, I want to eat this soup. This looks very good. Tastes actually really good. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of mixed herbs. Not too much because the meat and stuff. And so if you don't want to add flour, the best way to probably do this is I would think a celery, carrot, onion base would be good on this. Celery, yeah. So some carrots, some celery, some onion, maybe 50 grams. So maybe like 2 ounces of onion, similar in carrots, and maybe half that in celery. And you just kind of cook it off in the butter. And then what I would do with that is I would take it out and then put the mushrooms in, and then take like a quarter of the mushrooms out when they've reduced down, and I take all of that and blend it, and that would give you a thick base to work off. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That would give you a thick base to work off, and then do all the rest like I did it there. But that is very nice.
Very
wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Can I go
Yeah.
take it closer?
Yeah.
All right.
Take it closer.
By the way, that is obviously Biltong juice we are feeding the baby.
Yes.
The baby's drinking, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, so this
Can
is
you see
actually my
that?
son's Biltong.
And that is red tea, of all things, that he is drinking.
Yeah.
Hence the red color
yeah,
to
it's
it.
red tea from South Africa. It's very
Rooibos.
healthy, full of antioxidants, no caffeine or anything like that. Hello, boy.
Can you send some soup through the mail?
No. I'll dehydrate it and then I'll send you the powder.
There you go.
Yeah.
Reconstitute
So
it.
yeah, there we go. That is, man. I'm looking forward to this.
We
This is
shall eat
good.
well tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that kind of concludes the podcast. Are there any other final questions and stuff? I don't mind sitting here talking nonsense for another 5 minutes.
Switzerland finally got his Biltong. Before we run,
Wow.
you need to open that pack, stick some meat in your mouth, and tell us what you think.
Yes. You got to give me some feedback, man. I think so. You and Sarge both got some
Yes.
because I know Sarge was complaining, and Sarge actually he bought a lot of Biltong for a lot of people, so I do owe him.
Yes,
You know,
definitely. Definitely.
So yeah, so there we go. And
All right, Bright Can News asks you to freeze it, smash it, then send it in the mail in Canada.
yes. Yeah, this I'm actually looking forward to. I'm not a big soup guy, you know. I'm a but this, and I'd rather have some meat on the fire, like steak and some boars and.
But a
that-
meat soup, you cannot go wrong.
Wow,
That's a
man!
beef soup,
Yeah,
yes.
this
And
is like basically cream and Biltong.
the powder, I would say, makes the world of difference in it
Yes.
as well.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just full flavor. Sorry, there was a question about chicken stock.
Yeah,
why
I put-
chicken stock, not beef?
Oh, you
I
can
meant
put
to tell
any.
you that.
So I try. It's just a personal thing with me. If I make a beef dish, I add chicken stock. It's like it gives it a little bit of extra dimension in flavor. It's just something I do. It's something that I like. I prefer, you know, if you do beef stock, for me, it's like you're already cooking beef, and now you're adding beef stocks. You're just adding the same flavor base. But if you add-
Diversify.
Yes, diversify. DEI stock.
Look
How
at
about
that.
huh?
The woman had to come up with that.
Well,
you know?
I did the DEI thing. That's why she's on the show. The DEI.
Never mind that I got us in this mess. we're in.
Yes, I know. She started it. So
I started it.
yeah, so
I did ask him to marry me.
this is correct. This is correct. So let me. I just want to tell everybody. I'm sure you all know already, but we are working very, very hard to get out of this place and get onto our own property. So we very much hope to start construction on that very soon. We are hoping for some feedback back from some people we are talking to get our hands on some money. We want to put a parking lot and some buildings. We're going to do temporary buildings in the beginning just to kind of get things going. But we are working very, very hard to try and get that done. So we appreciate all support we get to help us get out of Commyville, and we want to go into the county where we actually do our own thing. So thank you very much to everybody who has actually supported us so well so far. And we appreciate that very, very much. But we will keep you guys posted. I might actually end up one Sunday just live streaming off my phone, going to the property and showing you guys. So I might not be in the kitchen. I might actually be out there running around and showing you guys what's going on and what we want to do. And I might run around with some measurements, and I'm going to fall over because I'm not leaning again. Did I do?
Are you holding that range up?
What did you put in my coffee? Yeah, I think she wants to take advantage of me, make me cheap. But yeah, so I might actually be at the property one day, and we'll do a show from there if I get data. Well, I mean, I can drag that big modem out there and just run it over that. That should work.
Yes, plug it into the car.
Plug it into the car. Yeah, exactly. So we might actually do that.
We may do it the right way.
Yeah, and
why not?
But we'll probably do that soon. We're starting to get quotes in and trying to get some people sorted out. So keep your eye on that. We definitely want to get out there. We're probably going to do temporary buildings and stuff, and we will keep you guys informed of everything we do.
Wait, Ike, you have the box. You have the stuff. How does it taste?
What does it taste like, Ike?
We are waiting.
Feedback.
Drum roll.
What does my meat taste like?
I mean, I can answer that, but you didn't give me a taste.
Yes, Ike, that is a very good idea. One Sunday when you are here, you could probably hold the camera. I can run around there. That would be a very good idea. So Ike's coming to visit us. So he'll be here in a couple of weeks. And he can maybe help me cook something.
Hey, I hear you're good in the kitchen.
Yes.
Mrs. Sarge has bragged about it and complained that you make her cook better.
Make those gingerbreads.
Right?
So, all right, I think that's it. Is there anything else?
Not yet. And you're very welcome, by the way, Ike.
Yes, and thanks, Nero. All right, I think that's it. All right. We're going to go offline because if I smell this one more time, nobody's getting anything. I'm going to eat the whole pot. Now I'm going to roll out of here tonight. All right. Well, we'll see you guys Sunday. All right. Enjoy. And yeah, enjoy the cold. Make some soup. All right. Nicole's going to kill that. And then I'm going to summon the children so they can come and get some food. I think even my